Let us discuss with the next one. That is question number 7. So, cooking is fast in the presence of pressure cooker. Cooking is fast in pressure cooker because water boils at high temperature inside the pressure cooker. Food is cooked at constant volume. Loss of heat due to radiation is minimum. Food particles are effectively smashed. So here, cooking becomes faster because the pressure inside the pressure cooker will be greater because water boils at higher temperature inside the pressure cooker, which is given by the option A. Next one, question number 8. So, in question number 8, the RMS velocity of the molecules of a gas of density 4 kg per meter cube and pressure 1.2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter cube is. So, they are asking us to calculate what? RMS velocity. So, we know that RMS velocity is given by the formula square root of 3p divided by d. So, here given that pressure P is equal to 1.2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square, density is equal to 4 kg per meter cube. Therefore, VRMS is equal to square root of 3 into 1.2 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by density is 4. So, it comes out to be 0.9 into 10 to the power of 5. That can be written as square root of 9 into 10 to the power of 4. That is equal to 3 into 10 square. That is nothing but 300 meters per second, where this 300 meters per second is given by the option D. Next one, question number 9. 0.5 mole of each hydrogen. So 0.5 mole of each hydrogen, sulfur dioxide and methane are kept in a container. A hole was made in the container. After 3 hours, the order of partial pressures in the container will be. So here one should know about Graham's law, GRAHMS, Graham's law of diffusion. So according to the Graham's law of diffusion, we know that the rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of its molecular mass. So, when we apply this rate of diffusion according to Graham's law, that is rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of molecular mass, since it has been given that equal moles of all gases were taken in a container. So, they have mentioned that equal moles of all gases are taken in a container. Therefore, the rate of diffusion will be in the order hydrogen greater than methane, which is greater than SO2. Therefore, order of partial pressures. Therefore, the order of partial pressures of the gases remaining. Therefore, the order of partial pressures of the gases remaining in the container will be, that is, partial pressure of SO2 will be greater than partial pressure of methane, that will be greater than partial pressure with reference to hydrogen. So, by seeing all this, the partial pressure in the container will be what? It will be in the order of SO2 greater than methane greater than hydrogen, which is given by the option A. Next one. Let us discuss with question number 10. So, when it comes to question number 10, it has been given that out of the 2 compounds below, the vapor pressure of B at a particular temperature is. So, here the structure that has been mentioned is, one is paranitrophenol and the other one is orthonitrophenol. So here one compound is paranitrophenol, other compound is orthonitrophenol. Higher than that of A, they are asking about vapor pressure of B at a particular temperature is higher than that of A, lower than that of A, higher or lower than A, depending upon the size of the vessel, same as that of A. So here one should know that the vapor pressure of B at a higher temperature is always higher than that of A. which is given by option A, because in compound B, so this is compound A, this is compound B. In compound B, there is a possibility of what? Intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So there is a possibility of intramolecular hydrogen bonding in compound B. So it will have lower boiling point, hence higher vapor pressure. So if the boiling point is low, then the vapor pressure will be always high, which is given by the option A. Next one, question number 11. For 1 mole of an ideal gas, increasing the temperature from 10 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius increases the average kinetic energy by 2 times, increases the RMS velocity by root 2 times, increases the RMS velocity by 2 times, increases both average kinetic energy and RMS velocity, but not significantly. So here, let us solve this. So it has been given as what? Initial temperature is how much? 283 Kelvin. And they have mentioned the final temperature as how much? That is 20 degrees Celsius, which is nothing but 293 Kelvin. So we know that kinetic energy is given by 3 RT divided by 2, and kinetic energy KE2 is 3 RT2 by 2. So that I'll take the ratios of KE1 as well as KE2. So here 3 by R by 2, 3 by R by 2. So constant factors, when I divide it, it gets cancelled. It will be left out with what? T1 divided by T2. So here temperature has been mentioned. T1 is what? 283. T2 is what? 293. So upon simplification, what we get? KE1 divided by KE2 is equal to 0.96. Therefore, it implies that KE2 is equal to 1 divided by 0.96 into KE1. Therefore, KE2 is equal to 1.04 KE1. So this is the value of relationship between KE2 and KE1. So by this we can calculate the RMS velocity, that is Vrms is equal to square root of 3RT divided by M. Therefore V1 by V2 is equal to square root of T1 by T2. So it implies T1 is how much? 283. T2 is 293. So that V2 is equal to V1 into square root of 293 divided by 283, which is 1.02 V1. So here, this is the relationship of kinetic energy and this is the relationship of what? RMS velocity. Both average kinetic energy and RMS velocity are increasing, but there is no significant increase, because here the value is 1.04, here the value is 1.02. So by this we can clearly understand that the correct option is what? Option D, which is given with increase both average kinetic energy and RMS velocity, but not significantly.